Hi folks, it's Matt. Thanks for joining our virtual workshop this morning. This is part of our high impact, high revenue agency series, and today we're going to be talking about how you can get marketing dollars out of thin air. See, I understand this year you have two huge priorities. One is how do you get as many new customers as possible using your traditional marketing methods, and the second is how do you get in front of as many of your existing customers as you can to drive higher value sales, increase the number of multi-line customers you have, increase your retention and drive more referrals, and so forth. Problem is doing both of those things seems difficult, right? Because there's only so much budget to go around, and most of you probably feel like your agency is understaffed. And so the question is, how do you get everything done? Well, today I'm going to show you how to slay both of those dragons, and it's really going to surprise you. When we get to the end here, you're going to be amazed at what you can do with your marketing dollars that you didn't know you can do. So for starters, I'm going to walk through a scenario with some internet leads. It's one most of you know. I'm just going to use a typical monthly budget with some average numbers that I've gotten from talking with agents all over the country. You can substitute in your numbers to make this make more sense for you. But we're going to say that I'm purchasing 100 internet leads at $10 a piece, so $1,000 worth of leads, and it's going to cost me about $500 worth of labor overhead to have someone on my team prospect those leads over the course of the month. So we're talking about a total of $1,500. Now, from those 100 leads, we're going to assume a conversion rate of 5%. Or in other words, from 5% of 100, we're going to get a total of 5 conversions, 5 new customers that we just acquired. Now, the average commission for each one of those sales, we're going to say is $350. And this is your lifetime commission for the lifetime of that policy. So if it's a PNC, let's say it's a new auto policy and maybe they keep it for a few years, we're going to look at what's the commission over the life of that policy. And we're going to use an average of $350, okay? So 5 conversions, $350 each. The average cost is your $1,500 divided by your 5 conversions, right? So if 5 of them were $1,500, then that's a total of $300 each. So we made $350, each one cost us $300, and so our total profit is $50. The $50 difference here times 5 conversions gives us $250, right? Each one made us $50, we had 5 of them, $250. Now watch what happens when we try to be a little more strategic about the way that we allocate these marketing dollars, because it's going to have a multiplicative effect that's going to be really astonishing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to allocate some of this original $1,500 to internet leads and allocate a portion of it to getting review appointments scheduled so that we can meet with some of our existing clients. And something really fantastic is going to happen. So first we'll say we took 1,000 of those dollars and left them in internet leads, and we're going to take 500 of it and put it to getting review appointments scheduled. So we'll take a third of it and move it over into this column. Now, watch what happens. First of all, because we've reduced our spend here, instead of 100 leads, we're going to be able to buy and pay for the labor on 66 of them, which means our conversions are going to go down. If we're still converting at 5%, but we have fewer leads, that's only going to get us 3.3 conversions on average, okay? Now, our average commission isn't going to change because a policy is still a policy. It's still worth roughly the same amount. So that's still going to be $350 on each individual policy on average. And the cost is $1,000 divided by 3.3 conversions, which is still going to be $300. So we managed to keep all that math the same. However, the profit of $50 here, 350 minus 300, is only going to be multiplied times 3.3 conversions now. So we end up with a bottom line that's smaller. But now watch what happens with the $500. So for $500, you can, working with Client Focus, you can reach out to about 100 customers, okay? Or you can have us do that for you. So we'll put 100 here. And this is assuming that you don't have any marketing co-op dollars, that you're just paying the full price, okay? Now, the conversion on that is going to be about 7.5 conversions. Where do I get that number? Well, I take about a 20% appointment rate, and I factor in about a 75% show up rate, and then we say that you're going to close at about 50% of the time. 50% of the time you're sitting in front of a customer, you're going to close some new business. So works out to about a 7.5% conversion rate. So on 100 clients, we're looking at 7.5 conversions. Now, the average commission on this, I'm told, is higher. You're more likely to sell some life insurance, some financial services. Some agents say it's a lot higher. We'll just give it a small bump, and we'll say $400 is going to be the average lifetime commission for the lifetime of those policies. Now, our average cost, so this is where the magic is really starting to happen. Notice, instead of converting 5 times, we're converting 3.3 times plus 7.5. This conversion rate right here is really high, but the commission is a little higher, but look at the cost. The total cost is $500. You divide that by 7.5 conversions, and what you end up with is an average cost of $66.67. So you can see the commission minus the cost is really high. You take this average commission, which is $300 and some odd dollars, multiply it times 7.5 conversions, and here you're ending up with $2,500 in profit. That's your total profit from this activity. Why? Again, because your yield is higher, your commission is higher, and your cost is fantastically lower because you didn't have to buy the leads. These are customers that are already in your book. You paid for these leads maybe years ago, okay? So, now the point here is not to compare $2,500 and $165. It's to combine them. So now we end up at $2,665. That's how much instead of making $250, we made $2,665 with all of this activity combined. We still only put $1,500 into it. We didn't put in another budget dollar. Now, the question is, how much additional profit did we generate? Well, we'll just subtract out the $250 we were going to make anyway, and that puts us at $2,415. So $2,415 is the excess profit that we generated by being strategic about how we balance our marketing investment between getting new customers and engaging with our existing customers. So now this is really important. This $2,415 is not walking around money, right? What we're going to do is we're going to take this $2,415, we're going to move it up here and reinvest it in more internet leads. We're going to increase the volume of internet leads that we're doing to go get new customers. So we'll say our total cost for this column is $2,415. How many internet leads does that get us? It gets us 161 leads, including the cost of the labor for prospecting. So look at what just happened. We went from spending $1,500 to get 100 leads and get 5 new customers, to now we spent the same $1,500, but because we liberated the value that's captive in our book, waiting for us to access it, we were able to summon another $2,450 out of thin air to go reinvest. So now instead of 100 leads, we're looking at, what is this, 227 leads off of the same initial investment. And in the process, we reached out to 100 customers who at least heard our name and reconnected with us psychologically, but a significant number of them came into the office, and of those, at least half bought new products from us. So we're winning across the board here. This is the recipe for an extremely successful year, okay? So I hope this has been useful. I hope that you'll stop and really work your way through the costs and understand the profitability numbers here and see why it is. Just see how much, using your numbers, how much money you can reinvest back into growing your business this year and sort out why you're able to do that. Of course, we'd love to help. So if this is kind of making sense to you and you're thinking, wow, I'd really like to take advantage of that, then of course we're available. We'd love to have you call us and we can talk more about it. All you need to do is go to our website, hit there's a blue button right there on the website that says schedule a strategy call. And you'll be able to see Brittany Kohler's schedule there. You can pick a time that works for you, book some time, and you and she will be able to talk. She'll answer all your questions. She'll address all of your goals and challenges. She'll figure out how to customize the approach to a review appointment program so that it's ideal for your agency. And still, there's no obligation. You can take everything she teaches you, go back and do it in-house. You can call a competitor. But one way or another, you really need to take a serious look at being more strategic about the way that you allocate your marketing funds so that you can maximize your new customer acquisition and your existing customer engagement for the overall growth and health of your business. So I hope this has been helpful to you. Thank you for joining our virtual workshop. Have a great day.